Earth, a far-flung refuge for the galaxy's cast-offs, be they metal or beast, or both. During the planet's last period of glaciation, a shining silver starship ended an eons-long flight, engaged in a desperate search for a Energon. I'm getting an erratic Energon reading, Domitus Major, but it's definitely Energon.
And we are in dire need if we are to complete our master's orders.
Landing course set, and life readings indicate we'll have the place to ourselves.
Perhaps not. Something is directing a transmission our way. The signal seems familiar, Domitus, but I can't place my claw on it.
This is Optimus Prime, calling the Arc-19. Do you read me, pal? Nothing. Try to boost the signal, Bumblebee. The interference is just... The angularity is so unnatural.
Yet he resembles you, Domitus, and calls himself Prime. Guys, I just figured out what was bouncing that signal to us, and it's not good. The mysterious starship only reply, a spray of hellfire directed at the Axelon.
All hands ready! Yep.
The results proved as quick. As they did final. The cold winds of the Ice Age tore through the downed ship, even as its destroyer followed. Was this a chance meeting, the result of an intricate plan, or fate playing games for its own amusement? We may never know the answer.
Fascinating.
The occupant of the other ship was a scientist, Shockwave. He investigated Cybertronians. Even those of far-off colonies are a sturdy bunch, but the ship carried a special cargo.
This is Optimus Prime calling the Arc-19. Do you read me, pal? This is Optimus Prime calling Arc-19. Do you read me, pal?
Where? Who?
Nothing. Tried to boost the signal, Bumblebee.
The interference is... Who am I? Is that... me? Am I... Bumblebee?
Well, why not? After all, that may prove illuminating.
Their memories were gone, so Shockwave gave them new ones. Shockwave had observed his enemies with a scientist's eye. These digital constructs were based on millennia of data. Thus, Domitus Major became Optimus Prime, and Centurion became Bumblebee. Shockwave even made himself an analog of himself. For a century, his simulacrons played out the Autobot-Decepticon war. He had traveled to Earth to stabilize the scientific energon, the Ore-13 he had seeded. He hadn't expected to find the remnants of the lost Cybertronian colony, nor a device that by its own volition forged mechanical drones from the wreckage of the Axelon. Eventually, the energon ran out, and Shockwave was unwilling to share his own. Shockwave let his playthings fall into lock stasis. He was confident all would be in place when he returned from his mission on Earth.
Fascinating.
But fate continued its game, and Shockwave never came back. Once the capital of fine art and finer wine, World War II tore France apart. Teeming with the European resistance were the greatest heroes of the greatest generation, Sergeant Savage and the Screaming Eagles.
Get set, Joes. I got a feeling like something's coming.
An Iron Trooper, just as we saw in Khalistan.
Looks as though I was correct, Sergeant. Yeah, Krieger. Looks like you were.
The drones were drawn to the fight, but their appearance merely fueled the fire. The combatants gave no quarter. The last Autobot, the last Decepticon, locked in final battle. They had awoken in the 19th century, finding the Earth substantially changed. It was an age of industrialization. An age of horror. And worst of all, the two in tandem. Their false memories of endless war unraveled in the face of the real thing. The few survivors learned they were not what they believed. They saw nothing but horrors inflicted on them and by them, as dawn broke on that winter day in France, while Robert Savage and Garrison Blitz Krieger watched. The creature who thought he was Bumblebee killed the last of his kind, and had a single request.
I remember now. I came here in a ship. Let me die there in peace.
The road to the Axelon took Bumblebee, Savage, and Krieger to Brasnia. As in France, the drones gathered, sensing the power of the ship. A power frozen under hundreds of feet of solid ice.
Yes, this is it, big guy. You stick with him, Krieger. I'll hold these robots off.
Stepping into the ship for the first time in 20,000 years, a new memory surfaced.
Centurion.
His name.
Sergeant, this is where it began. There must have been some sort of a talisman conjuring iron troopers. Our master sent us with it. Who's your master? I thought you took care of the iron troopers. So did I. I was bound to be wrong someday.
It was the body of Optimus Prime. But that body had become no more than a suit. One worn by the spawns of the talisman.
How could you do that to a hero?
And Centurion was done with that kind of thing. He destroyed the last of his own kind once, and couldn't do it again if need be.
Krieger, stay out of the line of fire. Look at it, Sergeant. The creature is no longer autonomous. No, what are you doing?
It is controlled by the talisman itself, Sergeant.
Krieger turned just in time to see the Axelon and Sergeant Savage vanish. The future waited on the decisions about to be made. Centurion decided it was the talisman that had done this, that had taken away his final resting place, that had defiled the body of his friend. The talisman forced him to kill. Krieger, however, was given purpose in that moment. This talisman was precisely what he had been looking for, a merging of machine and biology, a getaway between universes. The ship was gone, but it didn't matter. The talisman was on Earth, somewhere, and he could find it.
No!
But with Savage gone, he needed an ally.
Centurion, please, calm down. You're alone in this world, but so am I. I can help you if you will help me.